Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Happy Yorkshire Day to you all as finally the brand new season kicks off this weekend. The fun and games for the next 9 months is going to be here, and hopefully it's one where we manage to, at the second time of asking, get promotion back to the Championship where we belong. But in today's video, some breaking transfer news this morning as we announce our 12th summer signing, as attacking midfielder Leo Castledine arrives on loan from Chelsea. Obviously, I will go into how I usually do the new signing kind of format. I'll go into a little bit of details about him as a player, where he's been in the past and everything, and cover a bit of background information about him. I'll then obviously cover the quotes from the gaffer, Lee Grant, and Leo Castledine himself with the quotes. His first words, the town player, and then I will obviously share my thoughts on this signing. But before we do get into this, make sure you do smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and let me know your thoughts down below in the comments section on this new signing. What do you make of it? And let me know down below. And finally, if you haven't already, please go and vote for me in the Football Content Awards for Best New Creator. 10 days left to keep pushing to be shortlisted. So obviously, it would mean a lot to me if you can go and vote for me. The link will be in the description down below to vote. Thank you so much for your incredible support. So let's get straight into it then, guys. So obviously, Leo Castledine arrives from Chelsea on a season-long loan deal. Finally, a new number 10 has arrived at the football club. He turns 20 later this month. Spent the first half of last season with then fellow League One side Shrewsbury Town. And for the record, by the way, I'm just going to add a little bit on here. For the record, I'm not going to judge him based on a team who struggled all last season, and he wasn't even there all season anyway. But for the time that he was in, they struggled from the very first moment to the end. So I'm not going to judge a player based on a team that was really struggling. His numbers aren't great. That, of course, you get people on the social media pointing out and like we don't know. But let's think logical here with this one, right? He didn't have much quality around him at all. Like I say, Shrewsbury were on the back foot in most matches, so he wasn't even able to be involved as much as he would have liked to have been. You know what I mean? So let's just put this one to bed instead of thinking irrationally. If you look at him individually, he impressed in that first half of the season before he had to go back to Chelsea after suffering a back injury in January. And he impressed individually. And that's what we're going to look at. I just want to hand that on there, to be fair, because it just really annoys me when people just go on about numbers. We're in a world now where numbers are everything, guys. Numbers, stats, XG, all this nonsense, right? It's just too overcomplicated nowadays. Look at the player at face value. Look what he's got, his qualities, and judge him off that. Not all these extra added-on stats that have been added on over the years in terms of XG and all this rubbish, right? I'm not interested. But look, back to the story. Obviously, Castledine has progressed through the Chelsea Academy since joining the club from AFC Wimbledon in 2020. And he has made one senior appearance for the Premier League Giants so far. He's also been included in the matchday squad on a number of occasions as well. Castledine, of course, follows in the footsteps of Casey Palmer, Trevor Chalobah, Levi Colwill, Tino Andrin, and Alex Matos in joining us on loan from Chelsea. The England youth international is now expected to compete with the likes of Marcus Harness, Ben Wells, and possibly the likes of Joe Taylor and Alfie May for a place in the town front line. He will wear the number 24 this season as well. So yes, that is his number. So that's a bit of background information about him. Let's get into a few quotes now, obviously starting with the gaffer, Lee Grant. He said in a club statement, "I'm delighted to welcome Leo to the club. and thank Chelsea for helping us conclude the deal smoothly and giving us the opportunity to develop one of their exciting young talents. A player with huge potential and someone whose career I've followed closely. We're all looking forward to working with Leo and helping him add to his game and contribute to the team this season. I'm aware of the history the club has had with loan rivals from Chelsea, and we certainly hope Leo's time with us will be a similar story of success. Finally, he said, Leo's hunger to develop and drive really stood out for me in our conversations, and he announced the competition we have throughout the squad. With a long season ahead, the entire squad will have a part to play. We're excited to add Leo into the group and look forward to working with him. So yes, very nicely put by the gaffer. And yeah, obviously he's looked into him and said, look, this is a guy that I think will be able to help us achieve our goals this season. He's brought him in. But look, the first words from the man himself, Castledine, then. He started by saying, I'm really excited about this opportunity and couldn't be happier to become a Huddersfield Town player. As soon as I heard about the interest, I wanted to know more, and everything the manager has told me made me certain this was the best club for my development. I know that I'm not the first player to join Huddersfield Town from Chelsea on loan, and the players came before me have all done brilliantly here and gone on to have amazing careers. I can only hope that I can have the same impact here and use this experience to become better, and I'll work hard to make that the case. And finally, finish with saying we have an exciting season ahead, and I can't wait to play in front of our supporters for the first time. This is a huge club with big ambitions, and that's a challenge I want to take on. So again, you know what I mean, very nice words by the man himself. And yeah, again, it's just the same theme, isn't it, with these players that we're bringing in, guys, whether it's a loan or a permanent. They want to work hard. They want to improve. Of course, a guy of this age still has a lot of development to do, so he understands that, he recognises that, and he knows that he's not the finished article yet, far from it. But, you know what I mean, he's excited about coming here. You know, he wants to come here and play for us. You know what I mean? He's not, you know what I mean? So he wants to work as hard as he can to help the team, basically. I just love his words in these opening statements. Again, same theme again. What he's been taught, what he's heard from the club side of things in terms of talking to the gaffer. You know what I mean? He's felt excited by what obviously Lee Grant has said, the ambitions of the club, where we want to go, and he wants to be a part of it this season. So yeah, that's been the same thing for all the players, though. You know what I mean? That's what I mean. Everybody said that about the ambition that we, the direction we're heading in now. People, players want to come here and be involved in that and be part of it. So yeah, no, really, really nice words from him. But look, my thoughts on this signing. So look, I am happy with brought in a player like Castledine to the club for sure. And I think on paper it looks like a signing that will really add more quality in the final third, especially in that number 10 position, which I think we can all agree we've needed to address this summer. And we've been taught, me, myself, and many others on this channel, and many of you out there on social media have said that we need more creativity. Everybody could see it. So it's good that we've brought somebody like this in here, like this to the club eventually. I'm not going to sit here and say I know a lot about Castledine, because I don't know much about him. I've not seen him play before, but he's clearly a talented player at Chelsea, and we know how well the loans we've had in the past with Chelsea players have gone, and it does bode well. I'm excited. I'm intrigued to see how it goes. I'm positive, that he can come in and he can add to the squad, and be that creative spark that we've all been saying we need for far too long now. I'm optimistic about it. I feel good about it. You know what I mean? And, he's a highly rated player with a lot of potential in there. And obviously he's had previous experience in this division, which I think will help him, to hit the ground running with us straight away, because he knows the league. He's been, so he doesn't need to get adjusted to the league that he's playing at. He knows it. And from my understanding as well, he is a player that will get on the ball, look to drive his foot forward, take on his man. He's not scared. He will play with that no fear that you do see from youngsters like this. And I'd much rather, this is what my view on it, I'd much rather us have players in there that will take risks, that will look to take on their man. Even if they lose it, at least they're trying. Let's not go for the safe options here. Let's just keep, like we've seen at times, especially in that, just going back to the last game in the pre-season, we're just far too safe as a team, I think, at times. Sideways, backwards. No, we need players in this team that will look to drive us forward and won't be scared of losing it. If they lose it, fair enough, but at least you've tried something. At least you've tried to beat your man. At least you've tried to get in behind. At least you've tried to feed a ball through the middle. That's what I want to see. So this guy, for me, is going to offer that. Obviously, will create plenty of chances in this team, I believe. As well, he loves to score goals as well. And I think there's no reason why he can't score goals for us as well. So look, yeah, I'm happy. I'm glad that we brought in another not another, but we've finally brought in a creative player, into the team. Because we've been crying out for it. I don't see any other players in this team at the moment. Well, in that number 10 position, isolating that number 10, I don't see anybody in the team that will do that on a consistent basis for us. So is this guy going to be able to come in and, play consistently and produce consistently as well? I think overall, he can, of course, he's not a robot. He will maybe have a few off moments, but he's more often than not, he's going to deliver for us. That's what I'm more leaning towards. I think he will be that player that for us. And I suppose it's a lot of pressure on the young lad's shoulders, that, isn't it, by me saying that. But I don't know. I just think that he will be. I just have a funny feeling he's going to be a success. And it's probably because of the past experience with Chelsea players before. You know what I mean? They have been good for us. So why wouldn't I feel, or why wouldn't anybody out there feel, any South fans out there that feel that this could be potentially a good signing for us, because we've been down this road before and it's worked time after time after time again. And we've produced players that have actually gone on to have really, really good careers. So, yeah. But look, that's kind of all there is to say really about this one. But look, welcome to the club, Leo Castledine. I'm really excited to see you in action for us. And yeah, I'm happy that he's here, and let's see what he can produce for us. But look, thanks so much for watching, guys. Make sure you do smash that like button on your way out. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section what you make of this new signing. And yes, I'll be back tonight for the match preview. So yes, hopefully you can join me then at 6 o'clock for that one. But look, until next time, take care, stay safe. As always, up the town, Lee Grant's Barmy Army, as Leo Castledine joins on a seasonal loan from Chelsea. The attacking midfielder is going to cook this season. Mark my words, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, see you all very soon. Take care.